Hi, it's Hannes Darre and welcome to the Financial Freedom Challenge, where our mission is to help you to create, to grow, to protect and to enjoy financial freedom. Now, today I want to react on a comment that I received on Facebook. On day 26 of this physical challenge that I've got at the moment, I talked about effort. And the first thing that I want to do is to, each and every time that a person comment on any of the stuff that I make, I really appreciate that, because there's two opportunities. The first opportunity is for me to learn or to try to improve myself or to better myself. And the second opportunity, it gives me another opportunity. You know, part of the 4 agreements is to be impeccable with your words. The problem that we sit with is that we do not necessarily have the time to really go deep into something. So I'm touching on a lot of stuff. But in the courses that I present, I do have the opportunity to get a lot deeper into it. And this that we're busy with at the moment, the soft skills, is basically the fundamentals. And I'm doing this and redoing this in a 91-day cycle. In other words, I've got 4 times per year that I recap the stuff that I'm sharing with you now. So I want to thank each and every person that is making a comment, because that gives me an opportunity to grow as a person. And I want to refer back to the 4 agreements, because I think whenever we read something or get feedback, we need to take this into consideration. And the 4 agreements basically is be impeccable with your words, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Now, today I'm going to make certain assumptions, because I do not know the person that well, or at all sometimes. Most of the time I do not know the people that is making comments. The comment that this person made was, please give us some real solid tips. And then it's too much soft skills that don't make the real money. And immediately when I read it, it reminds me about a verse, 2 verses actually, that's in the Bible. Now, I'd like to read spiritual stuff, and not only the Bible, because all these teachers do have immense wisdom, and I think there's something that we can learn from them. But this was a specific congregation, and they battled a little bit, okay? So he wrote to them and he said, dear brothers and sisters, when I was with you, I couldn't talk to you as I would to spiritual people. Now remember, he's talking to a spiritual congregation. I'm talking to people that wants to become financially free, okay? And then he carries on and he said, I had to talk to you as though you belong to this world and as though you were infants in the Christian life. I had to feed you with milk, not solid food, because you weren't ready for anything stronger. And you still aren't ready. Okay? You still aren't ready. Now, why did this verse came up? Because in life you're going to find there are what I called in one of the courses, in the mentoring course, I explained what is a laggard, a zigger, a zagger, and a blizzard. And just from this, I can immediately, if I can categorize it, and I'm making an assumption, and I know I should not make the assumption, but in general, 95% of the people that would say something similar to this means that they are in a zigger state of mind. In other words, it's a mental state of mind. Nothing wrong with laggers, ziggers, zaggers, or blizzards. I just want to say that. Perfect, fabulous people, beautiful people, but that is their general state of mind. Because a zagger would immediately start taking responsibility by saying, okay, what is it that I can learn? How can I apply this in my life? How can I better that I've just heard, the lesson that I've just heard, right? And how can I take full responsibility to make sure that I'm getting the solid food? In other words, that's going to make me money on condition that I've got the basics. That's what a zagger would do. And a zagger is the next level above a zigger. Now, the great thing about a zigger is that a person that is a zigger, already knows that he or she has to change themselves. But they still look for blame. A lagger doesn't know. He thinks it's just everything is against him or her in the world. Okay? So there's a massive progress if we can get to the zigger stage. And personally, in my life, I went through all 4 of these stages. That's why I'm talking about these stages. Right. And that reminds me about another a little story that I've heard and a lesson that I've heard that perhaps we can apply here, or I can apply here. And that is about Gandhi. You know, Gandhi was a very, very wise man, and in the later years in India, people seek him for his wisdom. And a lady brought her son. The son was about 9-10 years of age, but he was obese, really, really fat, overweight, right? And she brought him to Gandhi because the mother was scared to what this child was busy doing with himself, with his health. Okay, and she brought him to Gandhi, and she said to Gandhi, please tell my child not to use or to consume sugar, because it's not good for him. Look what he's doing to his health, and blah, blah, blah. And Gandhi looked at her and he said to her, bring your son back in 90 days, 3 months. And the mother left. And 3 months later, she came back with her son. And she said to Gandhi, will you please tell my son not to take any sugar, because it's not good for him. And Gandhi looked at the son and he said to the son, listen to your mom, don't take any sugar, it's not good for you. And the mother said to Gandhi, why didn't you do this 3 months ago? And he said to her, 3 months ago I was using sugar. I hope you're getting the story. In other words, most people give advice to other people, but they do not do and they do not follow their advice. I dedicated my life in 2002 when Tanya said to me, Hannes, go and teach this. I said to Tanya, I'm going to teach on one condition, and that is I'm going to base all the teachings on what has worked for me, not someone else, not something that I've read from books. It is what is practical and what can I prove. And I want to share the truth with other people. It's not to say it is the truth, but at least to me it's the truth. Because each and every person is an individual. It's different. We've got different mindsets. We've got different levels of energetic levels. And because of that, to someone, something may be the truth, and to someone else, it may be a lot of nonsense. Okay, so my life, I've got my life packaged in 91-day sections. And I talk about that in several of my courses. So I've got a power goal, I've got a goal, and then I've got my interim goals. Okay, these are the 91 days, and I've got a whole course on the 91-day perfect day challenge. Okay, now in the 91 perfect day challenge, I'm focusing on 91 soft skills, and I've been doing this for the last 20 years plus. So throughout the year, every day I grab a new little soft skill, and I then, first of all, become aware of that skill. Then I'm going to check myself on that skill to see if I'm applying that. Then I'm going to check myself to see, but what impact will this have for me right now, in the future? Is there any changes that I need to make in terms of the way that I conduct my life and the way that I handle my mindsets? Okay, and that's why I'm talking about focus and time management and effort and integrity and intent and belief systems and mindsets and stuff. These are all mindsets if we really think about it. Now, here's the action that I gave you to do, but that was my lesson for that day. Okay? So this is what I said to myself. Here's how to take action right now to skyrocket your energy and your effort. First of all, number one, identify all the activities, the situations, the habits, the obligations, and the people that drain your energy. Secondly, get rid of these energy vampires. And thirdly, put this newly freed energy towards achieving your financial freedom. Now, let's get back to point number one. What I did that morning, okay, is to identify the activities and the situations. Now, I'm sitting with this situation. I'm looking at trends in life. We are moving away from the industrial age into what we call the information age. And I can see there's a new trend happening where we from the industrial, from the information age, that we're actually into the idea age. And the idea age, there's something weird about this, about intellectual artificial intelligence, right? Because now I can take an idea and I can convert that instantly. And it's going to tell me the whole world is going to change. But if I really break that down, it is not necessarily ideas, it is data. We are moving into a dataism phase in the world. Right. And that presents new opportunities, it presents new challenges, but it means that there's a new type of effort. Now, I've picked this up actually in 2010, which is 7 years ago. In 2010, Leon, my partner, and I sat down and we started looking at Bitcoin, which is a data type of currency. It's an idea, it's data. Right. And Leon said to me at that stage, this is something new that starts off. It literally started off, I think, in 2008. But I also know that if you're a too early adopter, you can waste a lot of time, a lot of energy. And I said to him, I'm not ready. I know that Leon went and he kept on going and studying this thing. But now it's 2017. So when I read this, I thought, what activities and situations are there that may be a threat for me in the future unless I'm going to put in the effort to understand it? And this pops up in my mind. I don't understand cryptocurrencies. Okay? So I need to change and put more effort into that. The second thing is get rid of these energy vampires. What's the biggest energy vampire that we've got? We think it's external. It is not external, it's internal. It is the fixed mindset that we've got, and it's this ostrich mentality that we've got. At least that I've got. So I know about this for 7 years. For 7 years I avoided this. Now this comes up. Now for 7 years I've done the effort part at least 7 times 4. Right? Because this is the way that it comes up. But this time it was on the forefront. And this is the way that it's going to work. Because now I'm ready for it. I wasn't ready like 4 months ago. I wasn't ready for this. Now suddenly I'm ready for some unforeseen reason. Okay? And then the third thing is put all of your newly freed energy into this. But there's a formula. The formula for riches says you must have a surplus. And sometimes we have to create the surplus, and the surplus is actually what we call temps. In other words, it's the time, the effort or energy that we're going to put into this. Right? We need to change our mindsets, and we need to learn the skills, the currencies. Those are the things. So immediately what I did, on that day, I immediately started doing a search on Google, and I subscribed to 4 websites. After I've looked at the 4 websites, I subscribed to 2 paid courses to teach me about cryptocurrencies, right? And what it is. And I phoned Leon, and I spent an hour and 10 minutes on the first day with Leon, just to get an understanding, because I know that he knows a lot more than what I do at the moment. And then Leon came back a day later or 2 days later, and we spent another almost 45 minutes. Okay, can you see, suddenly the effort is there. And without that effort, I know that I will not understand this, and that can bite me and will bite me. Because we are moving towards that age. There's nothing that we can do. We can't stop that. We have to adopt, right? But don't adopt too early. So I'm spending the time and the energy in order to understand this on a daily basis. So I'm eliminating this vampire that can bite me when everyone understands this, or when this trend started moving away from me and I'm too slow to catch on what the impact of that is going to be. Right? And simply by doing this, suddenly I've got the energy, I've got something new that I work on, I've got new ideas popping up, and I'm increasing my energy dramatically. There's something else that I want to mention to you, and I know that this lesson is getting a little bit too long. And that is, I see in school, in the educational system, we understand it. If you're in grade 7, you have to pass grade 7 to go to grade 8. You have to pass grade 8 before you can go one day to university. In other words, you have to pass high school before you can go to university. You have to get a degree before you can get your honours, you have to have an honours before you can go to the masters before you can go to the PhD. The problem is that with business and investments and soft skills, this is not applicable. So we think mentally, because of this Lagerziger stage, that we can skip levels, because there are people that tells us how simple it is and that it takes no effort to make money. And it's just, you get 2 or 3 things, or nowadays on the internet, you click a button and suddenly the money is raining. And it can rain dollars and bitcoins and rands and euros and it's all bullshit. Because the foundation is that those people that do make it, that are a PhD, they can. I'm telling people that I can take, and I've got a mentoring course on that at the moment, where I've taken 5 cents and it's millions already in less than a year and a half at this stage. And this confuses people, but the moment that I start with that, I'm telling people about the effort, about the 91 days, and to get the fundamentals right. But people don't get it because they think they can skip levels. You can't skip it. In the Wealth Gators University, we call it the fundamentals. You have to, there are 6 modules or 6 courses in this fundamentals, and you have to get that right. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. So, let's get back to effort. I can exert all the effort in the world and still not get the result, simply because I took the wrong type of action. Instead of moving towards my goal, I can apply all the effort and move away from my goal. So, if you've been working for 7 years or longer, and you're not financially free, it simply means that you are directing your efforts incorrectly. And the reason why you do it is because you are you disrupt yourself in terms of you spread your energy in the wrong areas. In other words, you apply your effort on the wrong stuff. That is the reason. Okay. So I think that was enough. Let's give you a challenge for today. I want you to stay focused in mastering the soft skills. All the soft skills that I'm going to share with you during this 91 days. We're in day 29 at the moment. And make sure that you only focus your energy and spend your energy and your time and if you want to make money on the right businesses and the right investments, where your investment growth rate will be higher than your financial freedom growth rate. So focus your attention, your effort on mastering the soft skills so that you can engage in the activities that are effective, that will give you the results. Because otherwise you will not engage in those activities, and you are not going to seek those activities, and you're not going to do the courses, and you're not going to read the books, and you're not going to do the seminars that you need to do if you want to speed this process up, because you're not willing to put in the effort. So make sure that you focus all of your attention to make sure that each and every action that you take is going to improve your IGR. Because let's face it, to become financially free, there's just one thing that you need to do. You need to make sure that your investment growth rate is higher than your financial freedom growth rate. That's all. If you do that, just that is the solid stuff. But you can't get to that solid stuff in your business and your investment unless you prepare to put in the effort and get the soft skills going. So if I can recap to you, financial freedom requires single-minded focus. So get rid of the distractions and direct all of your efforts, your focus and your attention on doing that needs to be done. And that is to become financially free, to make sure that your investment growth rate is higher than your financial freedom growth rate. So here's how to take action right now to skyrocket your energy and your effort. And I'm sure that you've heard this before, but I'm going to do it again because I'm sure that the majority of you haven't done what you were supposed to do. Identify all the activities, the situations and the habits and the obligations, as well as the people that drains your energy, all the situations or expected situations that can happen in your life. Secondly, get rid of these energy vampires, and the biggest energy vampire that we need to get rid of is our mindset that we know it all and that we are blind to our own blind spots. So make sure that what you think is the truth, and check that by looking at your results. If your results are not there, then it simply means that you're lacking these soft skills. So-called soft skills, which is the most important skills that we can have in our lives, because this is how our traits and our personality is formed. And then thirdly, put this newly freed energy towards achieving financial freedom. Make the time, make the effort, get the mindsets right, learn the new skill sets. That is going to give you eventually the hard skills in order to see the money. So eliminate the energy vampires, and as I've said, the biggest one is the mindset, so that you can start getting to the solid food. So in closing, I think you know by now that always remember that in order to create financial freedom, you must make sure that today is going to be a perfect day, that you're going to be one step closer to your goal, that you master the soft skills. And in creating the perfect days, there will never be a day in your lives that won't require, guess what? Responsibility. Guess what? Intent. Guess what? Time. And guess what? Effort. And you need to have the right minds and take massive action. Consistently, forming a habit, consistently doing that needs to be done is the only way to get the results that you want. Every single action that you're going to take, soft skills, hard skills, every action that you take today will either move you one step closer to or one step away from financial freedom. Therefore, if you want to guarantee yourself financial freedom, I challenge you today to focus on the right investment and putting the effort into the right investments and the right business where your IGR will be higher than your FFGR. That's all. This is a sure way, I promise you, to guarantee yourself financial freedom. Now, let me give you a little bit of feedback, what's going to happen or what I intend for the next 2 weeks. I see a lot of people think that I'm busy. I'm not really busy. Today, at about 10 o'clock, I'm going to take my mom and my mother-in-law, and we're going to get into the car. I've got one appointment for the next 2 weeks, and that appointment will be this Saturday. I've got a seminar on property in Cape. So I said to Tanya, why don't we take the two moms and we travel wherever they want to go, I'm going to go. I'm going to take even a four-wheel so that if they want to take off-road roads, we're going to do it. And we'll slowly travel to there. The only thing that I do know is that Tanya booked us 2 days in the Cape on Friday and Saturday, and thereafter I've got no idea what's going to happen. So, and that brings me to another point. You know, I'm saying to people, this is what we're doing, and this is the kind of lifestyle that we've got, and we've been doing this for 23 years where we can do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, where we want to do it. And I'm not always sharing this with people, but this is my life. This is what we've been doing for the last 23 years. And this is what I want you to be able to do. It's not to say that you have to do it, but this is, I'm enjoying it. And I think this was worth my while. But what perhaps you don't know is that I've paid the price. I've put in the effort. And I'm still doing that. In 2002, when Tanya said to me, Hannes, go and teach. I said to Tanya, I will do that. But I'm going to teach the truth. And the only thing that I know that I can talk about is what is it that I'm doing. Right? And it may not be your truth. But to me, it has worked. And to me, it is working. And therefore, I want you, if you want to, and if you think that you can adopt this and make this part of your life and really think about it and meditate on it, I guarantee you that that's going to help you to get to financial freedom. So remember to subscribe to my blog. If you're not on my blog, please share this with other people. My blog is blog.hannesdreyer.com. And if you're not on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. You're going to be the first to know about it. If you're in the mentoring course and you receive this lesson, if you've got any questions, I'll go 10 times deeper into that than what I will do normally to make sure that you understand what it is. And on my personal health challenge, I call it my health challenge. It's actually a very small portion of my health challenge, but this is 91 days where I want to keep my heart rate each and every day at least for 30 minutes over 120. Today is day 29, and my average heart rate was 129 beats per minute for almost 32 minutes. So thank you so much for watching. Please give me feedback on this, and then tomorrow we'll continue with the normal lesson, and I'm going to share with you what I've learned tomorrow. So today is basically gone forever, because I thought that this lesson could help you perhaps more than some of the other stuff that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. Right, so see you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, I've got no idea if I'll be able, because I think we're going to take off the normal route we're going to travel. So I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do it. I will do the lessons, and whenever I've got the time, I will post it on Facebook as well as on YouTube, and then in the mentoring course as well. Okay, so maybe I'll have to backdate it or make sure that the sequencing at least is right. I'm not 100% sure how I will be able to do that, but I'm going to keep track and stay focused. Right, so see you then tomorrow.